What's good with the fans? I know everybody's happy right now. It's like a parade in DC, man, in the DMV area. We might have to go to Rose Bar and Ozio's and pop a bottle from my man John Wall just one time for the one time, for real. So Scotty Brooks and the Wizards have mutually agreed to part ways. They could not work out a contract. I'm going to try to find the tweet here, but they could not agree on terms. So I guess Scott Brooks wanted more money. I'm like, bro, like, how are you going to ask for more money? I just don't understand. I get it. Scott Brooks wants to get his money, his bag, but what has he done to deserve more money? Like, what has he really done? I think they offer him like a 2-year, I'm speculating, this is what I've heard, it's 2-year, $7 million deal. And he must have turned that down. They just could not work out an agreement, or they couldn't work out on the assistant coaches that he wanted to bring back. I don't know, but everybody's going crazy. Like, anything is possible. Like KG type stuff. Everybody's hyped. Everybody's lit right now. It's like a parade in DC, like we just won the championship or something like that. But everybody's excited right now. So I do think this is the right move. I don't think anybody really disagrees. Maybe there's a small minority of people that think they should have brought him back. Maybe Russell Westbrook wanted Scott Brooks back. But we know the report that came out last week, per Quentin Mayo. This is probably what he heard. That he was likely to come back. So I was just ready. I was just ready for him to be back. I was ready for them to bring the whole gang back. Scott Brooks and all his guys. But Tommy Shepard did say this is not a running back team. So he wants a different team, a different roster next year. So we'll see what happens. I know Russell Westbrook, he's probably not the happiest camper about this pick because you know Russ loves him some Scotty Brooks. He loves him some Scotty Brooks. And the crazy thing is we brought in Scott Brooks to recruit Kevin Durant. We brought in guys. We drafted Kelly Oubre because he was best friends with Kevin Durant. We moved the practice facility to Southeast DC near where Kevin Durant used to live in Suitland, Maryland. So we did so many things to bring in KD, and it never worked out. Now we end up firing Scott Brooks. Now, Scott Brooks had a worse record than Randy Whitman, and I actually like Randy Whitman because he actually got guys to lock in and play defense. John Wall was a better defender under Randy Whitman. Scott Brooks had multiple losing seasons. Now, some of that is not all his fault. John Wall was hurt. But if you look at this past year, you look at the rotations, the 3-guard lineup, not playing Daniel Gafford, not starting him until the last game of the year, having a rough time developing guys, not putting guys in the right spots, a lot of isolation balls, not a lot of isolation calls, a lot of isolation plays. We basically almost led the league in isolation basketball. People knew where we were going with the basketball. It was either Bradley Beal drive or shoot a 3, or Russell Westbrook drive to the cup and try to pass it out. Our offense was so predictable. The Sixers, they blew us out in that last game because they knew we were going to do it every time. Every time now it was the same thing over and over and over again. It was so predictable. Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, they just had to have crazy games for us to win basketball games. That's basically what they had to do and facilitate. And I'm hoping that we get another coach in that is an X's and O's coach that preaches defense. We were just awful. We couldn't guard a parked car, as Bradley Beal said earlier in the year. We could not guard a parked car. That's how bad we were defensively. And you can't always blame it on the personnel. You look at the rotations were bad. We were always constantly giving up threes to good 3-point shooters. We know these guys can shoot. We would leave guys, if Ray Allen was still playing, we'd probably leave Ray Allen wide open for a wide open 3. That's how bad we were defensively. We would let guys open so many times, so many easy threes. We were just a terrible team defensively. Now, we were good offensively, but we do need to improve. We do need a better coach. And we've been preaching that forever. In the press conference they had when it was the Hawks game and we didn't put Daniel Gafford back in, and Scott Brooks was like, yeah, I need to find guys more minutes. It's like, bro, why are you not putting Daniel Gafford in the game? Like, he was balling. He was our best defender, our best big man, and you refuse to put him back in against the Hawks. That's why we lost that game. There's so many coaching decisions that definitely hurt the Wizards over this season that you could just see it. You just saw it. You could just see it. So coaching candidates and options that are out there that I like, I do like Sam Cassell. I do like Kenny Atkinson. I do like Wes Unseld Jr. Those are just some names to throw out there. Those are a few names to throw out there to see who we can get. But yeah, Scotty Brooks, man, for him to have a worse record than Randy Whitman was a downgrade. It was a downgrade. It was time to move on. Like I said before, Scott Brooks, he's a nice guy. He's a player's coach. He's a nice guy. He's an easy guy to get along with. But he underachieved with OKC with Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. He underachieved with those guys, and I think he underachieved with this group too. I really do. Now, I will give him a little bit of credit here. And we started off the season with 6-17. Then we ended up, or no, it was we ended the season 17-6, and we started out like 17-32. Ended up being 34-38. Now this season was a tough year with the virus. A lot of guys are out. I do give Scott Brooks some credit for rallying the troops back and having perseverance and coming back from that. But from an overall standpoint, not making the playoffs multiple years in a row, losing records, the defense just being trash and being awful. It was just time to move on. I think we need a new voice. You look at the other teams in the NBA, you know, Terry Stotts got fired. The Pelicans already fired Stan Van Gundy over after just 1 year. The Pacers fired Nate McMillan last year after making the playoffs. So there's been coaches that have made the playoffs. Brad Stevens being moved to a different position. There's been coaches all over just being let go. Nate McMillan or the Hawks coach was fired in the middle of the year. So there's been many moves made, and Scott Brooks was still a coach for many years after losing seasons because of the excuse that John Wall was injured. That was basically saving Scott Brooks' job, was that John Wall was injured. So we have our star player, he's out. So Tommy Shepard kept keeping it. Ernie Grenfell was keeping him those years. So it's a new regime. I don't know if Tommy Shepard is 100% safe, to be honest with you, because his contract is up. So we don't know if he's 100% safe. I do like Tommy Shepard. I do like some of the moves that he's made, bringing in Daniel Gafford. I did like the trade for Russell Westbrook. It's been going well so far. We'll see. You know, keeping Bradley Beal, of course. I want to keep him. I personally don't want to trade him, but if it's time to blow this team up, we'll see what happens. If it's time for a rebuild, we'll see what happens. If they're not able to make any moves to bring in a third star or some good players around this roster, we'll see what the team does if they move in a different direction this upcoming offseason. We'll see what happens. Personally, I would try to keep Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal together and see what they can do. I know the contracts are tough. Might have to trade Bertans and unfortunately trade Thomas Bryant for a third star, a sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan, or another guy that is Jeremy Grant. I don't know if that's really realistic, but if they can get Jeremy Grant or somebody like that in here, a 3-and-D guy that can defend and shoot the three and dunk on somebody's head, then that would definitely work. So Scott Brooks was 183 and had 183 wins and 207 losses. So like I said, it's a parade. People going crazy right now. So you guys let me know what you guys think. It was definitely time to move on from Scott Brooks, but I do thank him for his services. We did make the playoffs. We played against the Celtics in Game 7. That was the farthest that we went in the second round. And the year after, we played against the Raptors and lost in the first round. Then after that, it was just a downhill spiral once John Wall got hurt. And then, you know, Scott Brooks, you could just see his flaws with the lineups and the development of players, and also just the defensive rotations and the ISO ball every play. It was basically like summer league basketball watching the Wizards play playground basketball. It was just throw the ball out to Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook and see what they do. Not a lot of structure, not a lot of plays, to be honest with you, when it came down the stretch. And we had a lot of turnovers with those guys with Bradley Beal. And you know, in the game against Jason Tatum, where Jason Tatum had 50 points, we had Ish Smith guarding him, Rahu Neto, just 6'1" guys guarding a 6'8" guard that can shoot the three and drive to the basket. It was just inexcusable, some of the defensive rotations. So, all right, you guys, like I said, it's a holiday. What's today? June 15th, June 16th, 2021. Chauncey Billups is another coach out there. Mark Jackson is also an option. I know Jason Kidd is out there. Kenny Atkinson. There's some other coaches out there too. I'm probably gonna make a video just breaking down some coaches that are available that we could definitely go after. So, all right, you guys, hail to the Wizards, man. It's a holiday, June 16th, man. We're gonna pop the bottles, man. Spray the champagne and all that. All right, y'all. Hail to the Wizards, man. Peace.